So here is the Warhammer Quest Adventure card game. I am going to try to steal a demo of this later, but the booth is insane, so that may or may not happen. If it is, you'll see it at the end of this video. So here you can see one of the Quest cards, and from what I've heard from folks that have played it, it's similar to Lord of the Rings card game, where you're trying to get tokens on the quest. You can see you've got the multiple levels of the quest there, and you basically play through, I think, 5 campaign scenarios, which are super difficult. And the way that you actually play through is you just play through it, and no matter what, if you win or lose a particular scenario, you just go on to the next one, and you kind of collectively collect, experience and outcomes over the course of multiple scenarios, and then at the end you'll finally figure out if you won or lost the whole campaign. So it's meant to be played quickly in small sessions, but actually over several play sessions there. So this one, what's that say? Q4 2015, $39.95. So that will be coming out soon. So it's Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game. Back to Gen Con 2015. We're once again back at the Fantasy Flight booth. We're going to take a quick look at the Warhammer Quest adventure card game with designer Justin Kempinen. Justin, thanks.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So can we get a quick overview of how the game works and what kind of scenarios we'll see in the box and everything?
Yeah, sure thing. So Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game, is a cooperative game in which up to 4 players will be going through the dungeons of the old world, fighting monsters, completing quests in a campaign game that will take about 8 to 10 hours of gameplay, in which, going through the campaign, they'll be leveling up, gaining new loot, and getting themselves ready for the final encounter, in which they will either save the city of Schampf or let it fall to the darkness of the old world.
Okay. So I see you have like quest cards that you're going to be sort of advancing, and then each player has their own kind of deck, or...
Yeah, so each character comes with 4 basic action cards, and what those action cards do, they allow you to do all the different things. They allow you to explore, they allow you to attack the monsters, and every character has their own kind of unique set. They have special abilities, different things that they can do, but the basic actions themselves are to attack, which will kill monsters, explore, which will advance a location, you can aid, which will help other characters on their future actions, and you can rest, which will allow you to remove the wounds that you will most assuredly be receiving as you progress through the quest. And so when you, in between quests, what you'll do is you'll be upgrading those actions. They start with basic actions, and you get the choice of replacing one of them with its advanced version, which has better dice, better abilities, and that sort of thing.
Okay. And so you typically play through a scenario and put it away, or how does the sort of scenario or campaign, if there is one, roll out?
Yeah, so it is definitely a campaign, and so like a single session would be a single scenario with the quest card like that. It gives you all the information you need to play it, it gives you the setup and that sort of thing. And it's probably about an hour to an hour and a half of gameplay, and you could certainly shotgun them. There's a total of 5 quests that form the campaign. But there's a little campaign log in there if you need to mark down your progress and what you gained out of it, your win or loss, depending on how you did. And then you can put it away and come back to it another time.
So what kind of mechanism drives, like as the encounters come out and the monsters come out, how do those sort of get driven by the game engine?
So the way that it works is that the individual quest will tell you what monsters you're using and the type of location, the sort of difficulty level of the location, because each quest kind of escalates in its difficulty level over the course of the campaign. Okay. So they'll tell you how to put it all together, and then just over time you're revealing the location, spawning monsters around to everybody, and then just kind of going through the different locations. But of course every quest is unique. They have a very different feel. There's one particular quest where there's only a single location and you're running around trying to avoid this massive hell pit abomination, which is just smashing everything all around.
Okay. And it's probably too early to talk about this, but is this plan to be kind of supported over long term with multiple expansions if possible, or?
Well, I would certainly love to see it happen, but we'll kind of see how it goes. I think nothing announced yet. Keep an eye on the website, all that usual stuff, but I'd love to see it. Like the game could, like we could do more campaigns. There's lots of possibilities for additional heroes. And
what heroes are in the game?
We've got the Iron Breaker, the Dwarf Iron Breaker, Berserker, who is extremely tanky, as those things tend to go. There's the Warrior Priest, who is a little bit supporty, but still pretty good at combat. There's the Bright Wizard, who loves to self-immolate in order to blast enemies and burn through objectives and that sort of thing. And then there's the Elven Way Watcher, who is one of the trickier characters to play because it's very nuanced. So all about avoiding enemies, kind of sneaking around and doing that sort of thing.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No problem.